Hello, we are in my kitchen today talking about my top 10 healthy kitchen hacks. I wanted to share this with you today because these are things that help me to keep a clean, healthy kitchen, help me to eat healthy foods more easily, and just really find things that work for me and my family. And as we're going along and I share my top 10, I would love to hear from you what your favorite little kitchen hacks or little tricks or tips that you use to make sure that you have healthy, delicious food on hand at all times. This is something I've been increasingly more passionate about because things have changed this past year, right? I mean, we've all been, I know for the most part, eating at home more, going out to restaurants less, and it really can be such a great thing to provide for yourself and your family when you can just do these little things to help you feel your best, look your best, and support all of your work that you're doing on your mat. So let's go ahead and get going. Hello, beautiful Jessica, Sarah, Gina, so happy to see you lovely ladies here today. So let's go ahead and start. I do have notes I'm going to be following so I don't mix them up. So first thing is cutting up vegetables and then putting them in water in a container or a glass jar, whatever you have. So last night when I was cutting up my stuff for a salad, I already have a cutting board out. I already have a knife out. Why not just cut up a ton of veggies and then store them? Now, the way to keep them fresh is to put nice water in there with them all the way up to the top. And then this will usually last me about 4 or so days. If I notice the water starts looking a little cloudy, I'll drain it out and put fresh water in there. But this simple little thing has made such a big difference for me. Not only for snacks, I love to have my vegetables and hummus, but also when I'm making a salad, boom, I already have stuff ready. It takes me just 2 seconds to whip together a salad, which is amazing. So that is healthy hack number 1. Cut up a ton of veggies when you get them and store them in water in the fridge to make sure they last a nice long time for you and you always have those on hand. Boom. Life-changing. Like, it shouldn't be as life-changing as it is because it seems so simple. And the water just keeps them crisp and fresh so they don't dry out. If you just have cucumber and celery in a container without water, they're gonna dry out within 24 to 48 hours and they won't be near as good. So trust me, put the cold water in there and they'll last way, way longer. Tip number 2 is to use cooking appliances. Now, I love my rice cooker. I love it. And I know you can cook rice in a pot on the stove, but to me, anything that makes it easier for me to prepare food where I can just make it and then forget about it, like a slow cooker, an air fryer, a rice cooker, a blender, my milk frother. This is what I absolutely love to use. Now, my husband and I, sorry, that's my dog's nose. My husband and I love rice. It's a staple for us. So I use this rice cooker probably about twice a week, and I usually do about 2 cups of rice, about 3 3/4 cups water, and then I put a little drop of sesame oil in there, and it comes out perfect every single time. It's just nice to use these things so that we don't have to work so hard to throw together meals. And then I've got like 4 cups of rice. Oh my gosh, I just saw somebody, Maria says she can cook quinoa in the rice cooker. Yeah, you just changed my life there too, honey. So I'm gonna try quinoa in here. But what an amazing, handy little appliance. And these are like $25, $30. They're not expensive. So find appliances that work for you and your family and utilize them because they're gonna make a big impact on your ability to throw together healthy and delicious meals. That is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to find healthy alternatives for things that you commonly use. I've got honey and organic agave here, so I use that instead of sugar in recipes. I also use maple syrup. Same thing, I'm gluten-free because I do have an intolerance. So instead of doing like a gluten-free flour, which to be honest is still really processed and not that healthy, I'll use ground almonds, ground oats to make a flour that way. I just made a banana muffins this week and I used almond flour and they turned out great. My favorite person to follow is Downshiftology is her name. Even if you type that in Google, her recipes are so healthy and they turn out great every time. So make sure you check her out. But tip number 3, find healthy alternatives for staples that you use all the time. Number 4, put your seeds in a pourable container like this. These are hemp seeds, which are delicious, packed with healthy fats, some protein as well. So I just use this and sprinkle it on my oatmeal, sprinkle it on my salad, sprinkle it on, if I make chicken teriyaki, instead of using sesame seeds, I'll sprinkle my hemp seeds on there. You could also do this with chia seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and then all you have to do is just pour it on whatever you have instead of like taking the lid off. It's just so much quicker. I don't know why, but anything you can do to make it easier and faster for you to use those healthy foods is gonna make a big impact. So put things that are pourable in containers like this. You can just sprinkle it on and be done with it. That is tip number 4. These are hemp, H-E-M-P, hemp seeds. Look into them if you haven't already. They're delicious, nutty flavor, and they're super good for you as well. Number 5, buy your staples in bulk and then transfer them into a container. I did get a little label maker. So I buy, you can see, this is a massive bag of brown rice because that's one of our favorite carbohydrate sources. I love brown rice and sweet potatoes especially. So when you buy in bulk, you can often save a lot of money, but also it's just like one less thing to think about at the grocery store. I don't know about you, but sometimes grocery shopping, I can get totally overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have this on this day, this on this day. What do I want for lunch? But if you have staples on hand, it's so much easier. You just gotta think, what fresh produce do I need and what meats do I need? And then do I need any of my little top-up condiments, butter, eggs, any of that stuff? But if you have your staples, I always have my chia seeds, I always have coconut flakes. I have my staples already done so that when I go to a recipe, I know I have what I need because I've bought it in bulk and I've stored it in my containers. So my pantry needs a little bit of love right now, but I'm definitely loving keeping all of my foods in these containers, and it goes a long, long way. Tip number 6, look how trendy I am right now. I totally match. This is a Yeti. It is 30 ounces. I like to have a glass, I guess this would be called like a water bottle or a container to drink out of, that I know how much water is in here. There is 30 ounces of water in here. So my goal is to drink 3 of these a day minimum, and then I know that I've gotten that much water every day, and it's my goal to drink every day. I've seen on Amazon, they have water bottles that have like time stamps on them too, like drink this much by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I don't need that. Any container, it could even be a glass. Before I had this, I even just measured out how much water is in a glass. I was like, okay, it's 2 cups. How many cups do I want to drink a day? I want to drink 10, and I would keep track. But it's easier when you have a bigger something and you know, okay, I only need to drink 3. It can be harder to keep track of 10 glasses of water unless you keep a note, right? So track how much water you're having every day and put it in a measurable container. Even if you're working from home, just like me, I make sure that I have this with me at all times. So that was, what number? We're on number 6. We're moving right along, and I'm seeing some of you listing beautiful tips below as well, so that's great. Number 7 is to wrap your vegetables in cloth or paper towel, or use produce bags like this. I just got these from HomeSense. They're cloth bags that you can throw in the wash. Now, when you keep a little bit of fabric around your produce like this, it helps to pull the condensation away from the vegetables, which makes them last longer. And there is nothing grosser to me than wanting to make a beautiful salad and seeing that my peppers or my cucumbers slimy. Ugh, so gross. Sure, you can use peppers and cook them up if they're not 100%. You can use them in a stir fry or something like that, but be sure to do this. I mean, even paper towel, a big English cucumber, I'll just wrap it up in a paper towel and then it'll last twice as long instead of it staying in that plastic wrapping. So make sure that you do that. These are just called cloth produce bags. So Google them if you don't have them. Use tea towels, paper towel, whatever you got. Cloth bags, perfect. That was number 7. We're moving right along. We're getting close to the end here. This is a tea box, and that's exactly what it's called, a tea box. I keep my herbal teas in here, stocked and beautiful. And for me, when things are visually appealing, when they're organized, when they're easy to find, it's so much more likely that I'm gonna use them, drink them, eat them, whatever it is. So I just got this tea box from Amazon. I keep it in my pantry, and then every day I try and pick out an herbal tea. My husband is a big lover of nighttime tea. So right at the front here, I have echinacea tea and nighttime tea. Those are his favorite. I have green tea for me in there. And then I also love that traditional medicinals brand is my favorite. But a tea box to organize your teas makes it almost like fun. Like I've been to fancy restaurants where they bring out a big box and present it to you and say, which tea would you like, madam? And this is how to create that experience at home. So making sure we're utilizing those herbal teas. It's a great way to get more fluid into the body. Like it's water, it's just boiling water and then some herbs, right? Herbal tea, but it tastes good. So make sure you do this. If somebody uses loose leaf tea, then I would say you could maybe like have little containers and label them, but whatever works for you. Sorry, I'm making everybody go shopping, aren't I? I am a good friend to shop with, trust me. All my girlfriends love to shop with me. I can't wait till we can go back to malls. All the malls have been closed here. I cannot wait to go to the mall and go shopping. Now, number 9, we're almost there, is measuring cups. Use measuring cups to portion out your food, mainly to portion out your carbohydrate sources. I try to stick to half a cup of rice. So I do love to have rice. However, there's a big difference in 2/3 of a cup and half a cup. And it's really kind of tricky sometimes to just eyeball that. So when I make my rice in my rice cooker, all I do is take my half cup measuring cup, scoop it out, put it on my plate, and it's done. So I really do find that using measuring cups is helpful. I've also seen people say like, you know, the size of your palm is the size of the protein that you should have. A finger is the fat you should have, that kind of thing. But for me, I try really hard to just measure my carbohydrates because that is something that I tend to overeat because they're so darn good. So use your measuring cups, okay? And then the last and final thing is Amino H2O, which is a BCAA supplement, branched chain amino acid. It tastes delicious like sweet mango. This is what I lean on when I'm going to start my workout. I will mix this up in either a glass of water or sugar cup, and it provides me with all natural energy and electrolytes and amino acids that my body needs to help me adequately recover from my workouts and get the best results possible. Also gives me a big jolt of natural energy. There's no stimulants or caffeine in here, but that's one of the most common things I've heard from women is that they get a big boost of motivation and energy by adding Amino H2O into their routine before their workouts. But also when you are having a little sweet treat craving, Amino H2O is amazing. And I have placed a link around this video for you to pick up a discounted bottle so you can try this out and see how you like it. I love that it's shelf stable. I just keep it in my pantry, grab it in the morning when I need it, and depending on how much water I add, it makes the flavor either stronger or a little bit weaker. So this is something that I've been leaning on, and I don't know about you, but lately, especially when we're all home, like it's so easy to get food. We're home, right? All we have to do is just walk on over to the pantry or wherever and grab a snack. So when that hunger pain is coming up and I know, okay, are you truly hungry? You just had lunch. It's been like 40 minutes. Come on, you can't be hungry yet. I'll grab my herbal tea. I'll grab my Amino H2O and have something that gives me that feeling of fullness, that is good for my body and isn't adding extra calories, because Amino H2O is 0 calorie, 0 carbs, and 0 sugar. That is what is considered. So yeah, this makes a big difference in my life. So I'm kind of like sweating a little bit. That was a lot. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a like or a bookmark so you can come back to it next time you're doing your grocery shopping, Amazon shopping, whatever it is. And please be sure to leave your favorite out of these 10 or one that I missed maybe below. I mean, I am totally going to be trying out my quinoa in the rice cooker, so thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, I will get to all of your questions and answer everything you need. I see some of you asking for where the link is. I believe if you're on Facebook, if you touch the screen, the text should pop up and you will see a link there. And then I can also help you out in the comments as well. So I am wishing you a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and we'll see you again soon. Big hugs, lots of love. Bye-bye. Oh.